So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our community yoga for today. So, we do this every Wednesdays. It's a free session that we offer off to anyone who might need it. So, if Abby was here a couple of weeks ago, we were only three, and now we're a full house. So, it really varies from session to session. My invitation, whenever you need it, just come to class, okay? So we're gonna keep this free until I can teach, and hopefully we can start building a little bit more of our community. But again, it's every Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So we usually incorporate a theme for our community yoga classes, and for today, we're working with this theme of yoga for balance and stability, okay? On a physical level, standing with 2 feet is sometimes hard already to balance on. Imagine yourselves maybe balancing on one foot, maybe balancing on just that single leg to support your whole body. There will be moments wherein you'll feel rocky, wherein you'll feel stable. In a more practical sense, when you think about our lives, we're balancing so many things on a normal basis. Taking care of your family, doing your work, having that social life with your friends. So many tasks and responsibilities that you have to balance in just one day. When everything becomes so chaotic, it's harder for you to take on all of these different hats that you have to wear, take on all of these responsibilities that you have to do. So what our yoga practice teaches us is to find focus. When we focus on what we are doing in the very moment, we allow ourselves to be mindful of how the pose is, of how we build our foundations, of how we build up the integrity of the position we are in. And when that happens, we are able to hold the pose longer. We are able to sustain the pose deeper as well, which goes hand in hand. When you focus with whatever you are doing in your life, you don't have to repeat it over and over again. You don't have to multitask so many things that you don't get anything done. You're able to balance everything that's going through your life a little bit more efficiently. So this will be our theme for today's class. There will be some moments wherein you might feel off balance, you might fall, you might stumble. Let it happen. Kasi it's also part of life. That you fall, that you make mistakes, and it's okay. All right? So before we begin, anything that I should be aware of? Injuries, physical conditions? We're good? All right, perfect. So we're going to start off with a little bit of centering or meditation. So go ahead and cross your legs in front of each other. Rest your hands on top of your knees. Find that upright spine. Close your eyes if you haven't done so yet. And let's just start off by finding balance with something that is relatively tangible, something that we can experience firsthand. And that is your breath. So start off by just letting your breaths flow in and out naturally. Notice how you are breathing this evening. We're all still kind of reeling in from the holidays. And with this cold weather, we might be having some coughs or some colds that's making it harder for us to breathe. So just take a moment to notice how the inhalations are coming in, how the exhalations are coming out. Notice if your breath is getting stuck, or notice if you are breathing freely for today. So for today's balancing with the breath, we'll try to inhale and exhale in the same amount and in the same length. I'll guide you into it as much as I can, but if you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or getting lost with your breath, just breathe normally. Let's synchronize our breathing. Take a big breath in, please. And exhale. Breathing in 4 counts. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 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 Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. Please continue with this breathing exercise on your own. And just notice the changes in the flow of your breath on an internal level. Notice how this makes you feel as well when you are breathing equally. This is a very simple exercise that you can incorporate throughout your day that will help you provide a little bit more balance into your lives. Three more breaths. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Inhale. Exhaling 3. Once you feel like you're ready to move, please go ahead and blink your eyes open. Extend your legs in front of you and just give your legs a couple of shakes, a couple of sways. Move your feet side to side. So we're going to start off with some seated stretches. You're going to come into your butterfly legs. So please bend your knees and let your knees fall out to the side, creating a diamond shape with your legs. I'm just going to invite you to stagger yourself. So one of you maybe move forward and the others move back, just so that you have space. Go ahead and check it out, making sure that you're not hitting the one by your sides. All right? So let's start off. Inhale to lengthen to your spine. And then as you exhale, lean forwards and walk your hands only to a degree that feels good for your body. So your butterfly stretch is a great pose to bring space onto your hips and your back without having to force yourselves. Just notice how much space you might be working with. Take a big breath in here. And exhale. Keeping your legs as is, we're just gonna roll the torso all the way upright. Reaching your arms up to the sky as you inhale. Exhale, begin to let your torso turn to the right. Let your torso turn to the right. And you're gonna place your left hand on top of your right knee. And you land your right hand down onto the floor behind you. And you look over your right shoulder. See how this feels as you twist yourselves just a little bit more to the back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Move your hand closer to your back. Inhale this way. Good. Exhale. One last breath. Inhale. And exhale. On your next in-breath, please turn to face forwards and reach your arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, go ahead and twist to the other side. So you turn to the left, landing your right hand to your knee, left hand down onto the floor behind you, look over your back shoulder. Try to sit up nice and tall as you twist your torso just a little bit more to face the back. Breathing in. Breathing out. You can move your hand more forwards. Inhale. Good. Exhale, relax. Breathing in. And breathing out. On your next in-breath, turn to face forwards, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, let's take another forward fold. So just go ahead and dive down towards the ground. Again, no need to force yourselves into a deep fold. Just notice the changes after coming into those stretches. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Now from here, go ahead and slowly roll your torso all the way upright. Guide your legs together, and we're gonna make our way to tabletop. So you move your legs back and you come down onto your hands and your knees. Make your way down onto your hands and your knees. As you arrive in your table, just go ahead and let your body sway side to side. Move your shoulders forwards and back. Allow yourself to sway in any comfortable movement that feels natural, that feels organic. If it makes sense, you can close your eyes again and just let yourselves freely move in this position. All right, now we're gonna warm up with some cat and cow stretches. Take a moment to line up your joints. So hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. On an in-breath, let your belly drop down. Tilt your chin and your tailbone up to the sky. Exhale, push away from the floor, round your back, and you look down to your legs. We go again, please. Inhale, let your belly drop down, tilt your chin, tailbone up to the sky. Exhale, push away from the floor, round your back. 3 more times. Inhale, arch the back, look up to the sky. Exhale, push away from the floor, round your back. 8, open your knees wider lang. Yes, very nice. Inhale, arch the back, widen your chest, look up. Exhale, push away from the floor, hollow out the belly. One last, inhale, arch the spine, look up to the sky. Exhale, push away from the floor, round the back. Stabilize at the center. And again, just check that your foundations are nice and strong. When you're ready, careful with the person behind you. You're going to extend your right leg to the back. And you lift your foot away from the floor. You can stay here, or if you are feeling balance, go ahead and reach your left arm forwards as we hold for 3 big breaths. Inhale, push actively away from that bottom hand. Exhaling 1. Breathing in, squeeze your hips to your midline. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Lower your hands and your knees back down to the mat. Take a moment to set up your foundations once again, and we're going to do the other side. So this time, your left leg extends to the back. Lift your foot away from the floor. And again, if you feel stable, you can reach your right arm forwards, challenge your stability. Find your point of focus. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in, keep the belly to your spine. Exhale, 1 last. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hands and your knees back down to the mat. Set up for your child's pose. Open your knees as wide as your mat. Sit on your heels. Walk your hands forwards and melt your chest, forehead down to the ground. Maybe let your wrist recover by unclenching and clenching your fists. Maybe taking some wrist rotations just to let the arms recover. Breathing in and breathing out. Try to sit back just a little bit more. Nice. Find your breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Now please slowly roll yourselves forwards into a tabletop position once again. Come up onto your hands and your knees. All right, this time we're going to incorporate a little bit of movement. So you're going to extend your right leg backwards once again. Lift your foot. Option to reach your left arm forwards. Inhale. Exhale, let your elbow and your knee tap against each other. Again, inhale, reach, lengthen out. Exhale, tap your elbows to your knees. 1 last, inhale, staying strong. Exhale, elbow to your knee. Reach and lengthen on an in-breath. Exhale, just your hands down to the floor. Land your right foot forwards in between your hands. And then move your left knee a few inches back. Allow your hips to sink closer to the ground. Now we're coming up into a low lunge. You're going to begin to reach your arms up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, interlace your fingers and flip your palms to face upwards to the sky. I want you to find balance. Let your hips sink forwards and down, just like Doc Princess here. But at the same time, see if you can press up just a little bit more. Nice. So that you're creating spaces on your hips and length on your spine. This is too wide. Move your foot more backwards. There you go. How's that? And then ribs in. Good. Inhale. As you exhale slowly, lower your hands all the way down to the ground. Release your hands down to the floor, all the way down to the mat. And you slide your right leg back to tabletop, hands and knees on the ground. How are we so far? Good? All right, so we're gonna do the other side. So notice how you're able to stabilize because you're focused, okay? So left leg will extend back, lift the foot, not an easy pose. But if there's more room, you can reach your right arm forwards. Challenge. Inhale here. Exhale, elbow and knee, tap each other. We go again. Inhale, reach. Wobbly is good. Wobbly is fine. Exhale, squeeze. Find the efforts. One last. Hang in there. Inhale. Noxie. Exhale, elbow and knee towards each other. Reach and lengthen on an in-breath. Exhale, land your hand down to the ground. And you step your left foot to the front. If it comes short, don't panic. Just move your right knee a few inches back. Go ahead and give it a try. Roll your torso upright. Reach your arms up as you inhale. If there's anything that you need to adjust, now would be the best time. And then exhale, interlace your fingers and flip your palms upwards. And again, find balance. So when we're sinking down, we're not utilizing much effort. So let yourself sink down and at the same time press up so that you can create those nice spaces within your bodies. Big breath in. And then as you exhale slowly, lower your hands down to the ground. And you slide your legs back into your tabletop position. Ooh. All right, we're gonna do cat and cow once again. On an in-breath, drop your belly down, arch the spine, look up to the sky. Exhale, round your back, look down to your legs. 2 more with me. Inhale, arch the spine, gaze up to the sky. Exhale, push and round. On this last one, inhale, arch the spine. Exhale to your low crouch. We're gonna tuck our toes. Walk the hands back. And you lift your knees away from the ground. As you arrive here, you can make it into like a dynamic crouch. You can let your hips sway side to side. You can add a little bit of bounce just to loosen up the joints, just to let yourselves get comfortable here. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, let your feet come down to the floor as your hips come up into a forward fold, allowing your body to dangle to your thighs. You can micro bend your knees so that you let your torso relax just a little bit more into this fold. Inhale and exhale. With soft knees, slowly roll yourselves up bone by bone, head coming up last. As you reach the top, inhale, your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, pray your hands to your hearts. If you don't have space, you can reach forwards. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pray your hands to your hearts. One last. Inhale, gather energy, reaching up to the sky. And exhale, gathering your prayer hands to your hearts. Reach your arms upwards once again. Inhale. As you exhale, you're gonna place your hands down behind you onto your lower back. Have your fingers pointing downwards, your shoulder shrugging back, but keep your belly pulled into your spine. Now inhale, lengthen through your back body. As you exhale, let your hips push forwards and your shoulders lean back. If okay for the neck, you can let your head drop back. But if there's pain, you can keep your chin to your chest. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and you slowly roll all the way upright. Sweep up, inhale, arms up. Exhale, pray your hands to your hearts. And you're gonna take a big, big step with your right foot halfway forwards off your mat. Okay? Now, once you have your right foot a little bit more forwards, halfway off your mat space, you're gonna begin to tip more weight towards that foot, and you hover your left foot a few inches off the floor. This in itself is a balancing pose. Take your time. You can stay here, or if you are okay, you take warrior 3. You let your torso dip a little bit more forwards as you float your left leg up for 5, and 4, 3, 2, land your tippy toes back, bend that right knee, and you're just gonna reach your arms up into a crescent lunge. Good. Take a moment to stabilize here once again. Inhale. Exhale, grab a hold of your left wrist, pull it up, and you're just gonna take a mini side bend to the right. So we've added a little bit chaos into your lunge. So if you're feeling like, I'm about to fall, just come back to the center. Keep finding ways that you can find your stability, your own stability. Inhale here, and exhale, slowly come back to the center. Hands onto your waist. Good. And we're gonna turn to face the long end of your mat. Go ahead and turn to face the long end of your mat. I'm just gonna invite you to stagger yourselves again. Some of you move to the back end of your space. Some of you move to the front. Good. Have your feet about a leg's width apart. So if you have long legs, you have a wider stance. If you're cute like me, you'll have a shorter stance, okay? But have your feet parallel, so toes in, heels out. You got it. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, you're gonna lower your hands down to the ground. You can bend your knees so that you can reach more for the mat. Good. Once your hands are touching the floor, can you look forwards? Inhale to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, try to go deeper into your fold. So tuck your chin in, allow your head to bow down, and you go deeper into that forward fold stretch. Good. This is a very nice pose to stretch out the hamstrings and your spine. Notice if you're leaning all of your weight to your hamstrings, see if you can tip just a little bit more forwards to your toes. And maybe from there, you bow just a little bit more. Inhale. And exhale. Listen carefully, guys. On an in-breath, look forwards. Exhale, turn all the way towards the right. Turn all the way towards the right, so you're facing the front end of your mat. Good. And you land your hands down as you step your feet back into plank. Take a moment to feel your body strength. Hold. Inhale. Exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly come all the way down to the ground. Whew. Once you're down on your belly, just go ahead and check that your hands are alongside your chest, your toes pointing back. Let's come into a back bend. So inhale, lift your heart a few inches off the floor. This is your baby cobra. And then exhale, make your way back down to the ground. We go again, but this time come up higher. Inhale, maybe lift a portion of your ribs. Good. Exhale, come back down to the mat. You got 3 more, please. Inhale, halfway up. Chest, ribs off the floor. Excellent. Exhale, come back down to the ground. 4th one, inhale almost at the top. Chest, ribs, portion of your belly. Exhale, come back down to the ground. On this next one, you get to choose. How high would you like to go? Go ahead, lift your heart up. Good. And once you've found your height for the back bend, can you just look over your right shoulder? Nice. And just look over your left shoulder. And then come back to the center. Inhale, tilt your chin up. Open out to your heart just a little bit more. And then exhale slowly. Come back down to the ground. Ooh. Hello to your spine. You're going to press yourselves up to tabletop. Come back up onto your hands and your knees. All right, so we're going to do the same set of poses on the other side. Before we do so, maybe take some sways with your hips. And just allow yourselves to get comfortable on your mat space once again. As we do 3 rounds of cat and cow. On an in-breath, drop your belly down, arch your spine, look up to the ceiling. Exhale, push away from the floor, round your back, look down towards your legs. Go again, inhale, arch the spine, look up to the sky. Exhale, push away from the floor, round your back, look down to your legs. On this last one, inhale, arch the back. As you exhale, tuck your toes. And I'll meet you in your low crouch. Lift your knees as you walk your hands back. And again, maybe you make it dynamic by letting your hips sway, maybe adding a little bit of bounce with your hips. Excuse me. Inhale. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Let your heels come down. Your bum goes up. And you let your torso dangle to your legs. Again, don't hesitate to bend your knees so that you can relax a little bit more rather than let the body force itself into this fold. And then from here, let's slowly rise up, coming all the way up. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, pray your hands to your heart. Got 2 more just like that. You can go forwards if you don't have space. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pray your hands. 1 last. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, pray your hands. You're going to reach upwards once again as you inhale. And then exhale, land your hands onto your low back. Fingers pointing down, elbows squeezing in. Take a moment to puff up to your chest, but keep your belly tight. Inhale. Exhale, lean back to a degree that feels good for your spine. Hips forwards, chest back. Either head back or chin in, depending on how your neck feels. For 5. Very nice. 4. 3. 2, inhale, come all the way up. Reach your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, pray your hands to your hearts. Don't hesitate to occupy your mat space. You're going to step your left foot halfway off your mat. There you go. All right, and then from here, you're going to begin to tip more weight forwards to that front foot. And just let your back leg hover. Doesn't feel so scary, right? If you're just hovering a few inches. So find stability here first. And when you're ready, recruit the muscles that will help you dip the chest just a little bit lower and lift the back leg higher. Holding for 5. Breathing for 4. 3. Slowly land your tippy toes to the back. And you reach your arms up into your crescent lunge. Have that front knee bent and your back heel high. If your stance is short, you can adjust to a wider distance so that you find that buoyancy, that lightness with your hips. Inhale here. Exhale, grab a hold of your right wrist. Yeah. And then you tip over to the left, layering in. Just a mini side bend, right? So if you go too far, you'll feel wobbly. So remember, take it in increments, take it in little tiny steps. Switch hands. Switch. Yeah. Pull the other arm. Yeah, the other way. There you go. So that you lengthen here. Yes, beautiful. Inhale. And then as you exhale, come back to the center. Hands onto your waist. And then you turn all the way to the long end of your mat. Face the long end of your space. And again, stagger yourselves just so that you don't hit your friend in front of you. Good. Have that wide distance with your feet. Toes in, heels out. Feet parallel to each other. This time around, you're going to open your arms out to a T as you inhale. Good. Exhale, swim your arms behind you, and you interlace or clasp your hands. Take a moment to puff up through your chest. Careful with your head, Abby. And then as you exhale, careful with your head, Alexis. Come into a forward fold, dive down. All right, and bring your arms as far away from your back. Nice. Beautiful, you guys. Feel that space not only on your hamstrings now and your back, but your shoulders as well. See how it feels when you tip just a little bit more weight forwards to your toes, allowing your hips to line up with your ankles, and that helps you get deeper and deeper into that shoulder stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Inhale here. As you exhale, let your arms dangle down, reach down for the mat. Unclasp your hands, and you can release your arms down to the floor. Unclasp. Sige, release. There you go. That's a good stretch, right? You're going to turn all the way to the left, so you'll face the front end of your mat. Turn all the way to the left, face forwards. Guys, ready for a plank? Just for a breath, okay? Flatten your hands. Step your feet back. Think of one straight line from your head to your feet. Inhale. And exhale, come all the way down to the ground. Whew. All right, let's come up again in progressions. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release down to the floor. 4 more times. Inhale, a little bit higher than the previous one. Exhale, come back down to the mat. 3 more times. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, come back down. Work with your breath. Inhale, up, 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 up. Exhale, down, 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 down. Nice. Inhale, almost at the top. And exhale, come back down. Good. On the last one, you get to choose baby, mid, or high cobra. Inhale, lift the heart up. Good. As you reach the top, look over your right shoulder. And then look over your left shoulder. Come back to the center. Take a breath. Lift your chest up. Lift your heart up. Inhale. And exhale. Come all the way down to the ground. Great job, you guys. You're going to press yourselves up into tabletop as you inhale. And exhale. Lean back into your child's pose. Open your knees. Sit on your heels and melt your chest, forehead down to the ground. Take a moment to recognize how you feel. Embrace what you learned about yourself. When you are finding balance and stability, not only in your practice, but maybe some values that you can incorporate in your lives. Embrace the strength patience, and the focus that you have found for today. Slowly roll yourselves up the table. And we're going to finish off the same way that we started. So please make your way to a seated position. And we're going to do your butterfly again. So bring the bottoms of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the side. Take a moment to inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, just come down to a degree that feels good for your back and your hips. And notice the difference from when we started and now that we're about to close. Noxie. Noxie. All right. Yes. Slowly roll up. Inhale, arms up to the sky. And then exhale, let's twist to the right. So left hand to knee, right hand behind you. Look over your back shoulder. Again, notice the difference. Inhale, come up, arms up. And then exhale, finish off to the left. Right hand to knee, left hand behind you. Look over your back shoulder. Inhale, come back to the center, arms up. And last fold, go ahead, go for it, bow down. Slowly roll your torso all the way upright. And we finish off by crossing our legs in front of each other, placing one hand onto our chest and the other hand onto our belly. And we take our breaths once again. Long, deep breaths in. And long, deep breaths out. Recognize how you feel as we cap off with this beautiful balance that we have created in our mind, our body, and in our hearts. Whenever we find that balance, there's a bigger sense of peace in our lives. And an even bigger opportunity for positivities to come in. And for this, we gather our prayer hands in front of our chest and bow down in a state of gratitude. Enjoy the rest of your night. Namaste. All right.